Streaming. All right. Model 3 windshield. So we're gonna do. I need my sprayer. I'm getting ahead. I assumed it was connected. That was the last thing I was doing. Last thing I was doing was this. So we gotta fill this up. Or finish with the soap. But we don't need that much. Probably that much. Maybe a little more. Looks good. Let's pressurize it. What's up, guys? Gotta make sure my chats are connected. Thank you for the rose. That was very nice. I like that sprayer. I do too. Sprayer's great. Alright, TikTok gonna be connected. YouTube. Oh, wow. Both are connected. Mark Stevens with a rose. Wow. Appreciate it. Okay, so this 3-gallon keg, that gets filled up to about 70, 80, 90 PSI. So we're gonna go hook this up. When you install, fingers pop up, what to do. Shrink it better. But we will go over that as we're doing the windshield. So my spray keg has this nifty little setup. So I just hook these up, click. It's all pressurized, ready to go. And then we got spray. Yeah, dog. We got flow. Fingers around the rear cutout. It's tough to say. It's always a shrinking issue, or most of the time shrinking. Sometimes it's how you squeegee it out. But usually it's a shrinking issue. Yeah, dog. What GeoShield has that off color? The 35 Pro Nano. Get the 35 C2 ceramic instead, or Apex. So we're gonna be installing 2 layers of Apex today. The first will be the 50% that I like to have. The second layer is going to be a 70%. And we're going to block out mucho hito while shrinking if there's no fingers that pop up. Well, it's just how you're pressing it down then. Because if you install it and you have fingers, then however you set it up to shrink it wasn't correct. Because it's not magic. If it lays flat on the outside, it's gonna lay flat on the inside. Is tinting the windshield legal where you are? If you have a doctor's note, it is, actually. Also, if you do it lighter, you generally don't get hassled. It lays flat on the outside. Make a post. Go to our Facebook group and make a post. Show before and afters. There's no way it was set up right. What soap are you running? I'm using a soap called Tint Slip. This stuff this stuff right here. Do you have classes? Yes, we do. We have one coming up in a week or two. I just messed up tinting my Model Y windshield. Model Y windshields are really big, similar to the Model 3. If you've never shrunk window tint before, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to shrink a Model Y. Challenger windshields? Yeah, they're right up there. What?
Voicemail responded.
Do they?
Did everything right.
Hey!
So there's the voicemail. It sent the picture. It got their information.
On a Model 3?
Yeah.
Ah, I'm gonna regret
He
that.
knows prices.
Oh, actually, that's fine. Oh, that's good. We have smart voicemail now. It's really exciting. So our business number, we also set up a demo number. So we have a bot that responds to customers, which has been really, really helpful. So if I'm doing something, somebody wants a quote or after hours or whatever, they send us a message. Well, we hook that up to our voicemail. So if we miss a call or somebody calls us after hours, it now passes that up message along to the bot, and the bot immediately steps in to quote the job. Was that on? Oh, that was Tintly? This is cool. This is cool. So we have a voicemail here. And then, so thanks for calling Detroit Tint Studio. Sorry you missed your call. You have a 23 Model 3 and you're interested in tinting all the sides and the rear windows. Look at that. Oh, that's friggin' cool. Prices, bam. So fast, yeah. Yeah, that was from Tintly. I was hoping. Yeah, I did make a post because I want people to try it. That's actually, it's so cool. I never thought voicemail would seem cool. It's my favoriteest feature right now. Can budget film tint super curved windows? Can budget film tint super curved windows? Yeah. It just depends. Like, if you're skilled enough, you can use any film. Professional film doesn't mean that it's easier to use. Because you can still have expensive films that are difficult to work with, but the vast majority of expensive films are much easier than they used to be to work with. So a budget film, just stay away from cheap carbons and cheap ceramic films is the main takeaway there. Those just have never been user-friendly. But there's so many, like you can get a cheap dyed film and that'll shrink. Golf isn't that curved. It depends on what one you're doing. It definitely throws some people for a loop, that's for sure. What do you think of 3M? Which one? All right, so we're just masking this off. I think what's gonna make this easiest is we're gonna take one piece of film, shrink it, cut it to size, and then save that piece, and then put another piece on here, shrink and cut it to size. That way, both are ready to go. What kind of masking tape is this? This is called Glass Aid, and you can find it here, right there. We're just gonna pull this a little farther out, right there. We've been using these lately. It's like a 3M applicator pad and a Irish Spring bar, comparing them to the Snuggle sheets. So far, can't tell much of a difference. They're just a little smoother. So we're gonna take this hockey puck looking thing, set this aside. And just coat. I like these because they're pretty foolproof. You don't need to soak the puck down, but if you spray a little bit more water on it, doesn't matter. "3M Obsidian." I've never used it. But like most big brands, a lot comes down to like how you leverage the brand, because you're always paying a premium for those films, and you're not getting a superior product. You're just getting a better branded film. So if you can leverage that into better sales, then it's well worth it. But if you just carry the film and you give standard pricing, that's not really worth it. Should I call to schedule a class for both flat and car training? Well, we have the car one on our site over there where you probably can't see it right now. Oh, whiteboard. Whiteboard. Lots of glare. There. More info is there, but we need to set up a flat glass one. Do you have tint for sale? Yes, you can also buy tint there as well. Okay, so we're gonna let this dry. We can accelerate that a little bit with a heat gun. Just depends on how much water you use. It actually dries faster than a dryer sheet does. Good morning. Is Tint X good for learning? For doors, it's fine, but they're a prime example of a cheap carbon film. So they have not been good for learning. It's thrown a lot of students off. Shrinking's not easy to do with any film the first time. So a good shrinking film never means that it's going to be easy for you to just use out of the box. It's for somebody that knows how to do it, it's going to be much easier. So I could shrink both, but it's going to give a new person way more difficult of a time. Is this the only car? This is the only car today. We are doing something special. We're going to be double tinting. I got some heavy boxes. I got a 50% and a 70%. And we're going to be installing both of them on this windshield. So let's crack into this. Heavy. This stuff is 2 mil, which means a 100-foot roll weighs much more. Why double tint? Because we're trying something different. There we go. So since the 50 is going to be the first layer, we're going to start with the 70, and then we'll roll that up and set it on the side. Messed up because the front defroster came on during install. Ooh, yep. I've done that with squeegeeing. So I'll cover the whole dash with a towel, and then touchscreen's very easy to set that off. Ooh, new roll. Look at these stickers. I like these stickers. Ta-da. How much does that film cost? A roll of Apex is like this size is about $600. Y2 films more heat rejection. Excessive, like a stupid amount. So we're playing around with our film lineup here. And I like having 3. So we're starting with C2 ceramic, and then Apex is now our mid-grade. And I don't have something better than that, so we're gonna do 2 layers. So then you have 4 layers of ceramic, which is gonna be more than anybody, because fuck you. That's not what ceramic looks like. What does ceramic look like? This is 70%. So this is gonna be my clear layer, and I'm gonna put this underneath. So I wanna shrink this, roll it up, take it off to the side. What does that even mean? I don't know. Would it be worth it to double cut the windshield? Well, I could always try shrinking them together, but there's no point in double cutting if I'm not gonna shrink them together, because I'm gonna shrink them first. So for a door window, it makes all the sense in the world. May I ask why we're double tinting? Because we're weird. That's why. More layers, more better. We're gonna have 4 layers of ceramic on this windshield. To do a front windshield strip, you cut along the top edge of the windshield to give it this straight illusion. You can try it, yeah. If you're trying to get it to contour with it, cutting it up here is gonna be your best bet. There's no perfect solution, because this curve doesn't always line up with that, but depends on what you try it on. You're going for the Range Rover factory look. No, we just want more ceramic. So I want it to be a 50% look, but with an additional, put 4 layers. 4 layers is 70. Why not? If we're already doing 2, just more. I mean, you guys see my roof? My roof has like a reflective layer on it. So like I do weird stuff all the time. How do I do a sun strip? Yeah, I don't have great advice on how to get the curve. I see some people, they'll just freehand it. They'll just kind of like trace a line and try and freehand it as nicely as they can. Outside of a plotter, it's just, I'll just leave it contoured. I hardly get asked for them though. I do a strip like maybe once a month. But I know they're super popular in certain areas. Matt is officially bored. Well, so we called around to a lot of shops, and everybody is basically doing ceramic at like regular prices. So if everybody is just like, when they call around, you say ceramic, I want there to be a standout thing about ceramic that nobody else is really talking about. And I can almost guarantee you everybody's just talking heat rejection, not layers. So I wanna throw in a curveball here. So we'll see how that goes. I don't necessarily expect most people to get this. Most people are gonna be our middle, which is now Apex, which is basically a super high-end option. So like, it's not really a mid. Is tinting a good career? Yeah. I'm starting at 475 sides and rear on a basic sedan for single layer ceramic. Nice. I've been hearing that with the windshield around here. I've been hearing that and less around here. When I'm shrinking, I'm having a hard time keeping the edge locked. Any tips? One, your windshield needs to be super clean. So if there's an overspray, make sure that's scraped off. If it's clean and you're still having issues, it's probably what you're using. So that's why what I recommend is a snuggle dryer sheet. And right now I'm using Irish Spring. But basically when you press your film down, you want it to grab and not let go. So if you're doing that and it's just releasing, you're not using those things. I can almost guarantee you're using something else. You might have just grabbed a generic brand dryer sheet or something. It looks like crystalline. Oh, it's just a really light Apex. So this is just a really light 2-layer ceramic. Crystalline shrinks way different too. But with the lights, I mean, in the glare, it looks different than it does in person. It doesn't have near that much washout in person. Camera picks that kind of stuff up and blows it out. Even this, like, I haven't used Irish Spring a ton. I say on something that's a little more curved, I'd still maybe prefer a dryer sheet over this. It's decent, but see how this is starting to pull back now? A little bit here. Put some water there to help with that. got one side pretty good here. Let's just seal up this top. We'll go do the other side. I'm gonna put some water there just to help. Let's see. Tint loves to grab onto water. So you can always do a wet line and help get that to stick a little bit better. Some people will do that from the start on the sides, but it just depends on what you use. Da, 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 da. All right, I'm grabbing my other heat gun. $600 ceramic, sides and back in LA. That's good. But I know LA is more expensive in general. That seems pretty decent though, adjusted for being out there. But it's been hella slow around here. What if you left the sides with no soap and just used water to anchor? The water tends to dry out and release eventually. I mean, I suppose you could. I don't see much of a reason to stop. Because tint likes to grab the glass. So what'll probably happen is it'll bind up. So you still want the soap or your dryer sheet or your dry shrink prep to be right underneath there. You do so much for the tint community. Just want to say thank you. I've been tinting for a year now. Tell everybody I learned from you. I appreciate that. That's really nice. Thank you. Glad they've been helpful. A little more right in here. I use a wet paper towel and it locks it down. Yeah, that's good. There's like situations where you want it to, and it just depends on what you throw underneath it. Every film's a little bit different in that. I want my diffuser back so this is easier to see. Even I have a hard time seeing this right now. Is there a 70 film that's not as blue? Most lean in the blue. 70% Pro Nano definitely wasn't blue. But I'll tell you, 70% is incredibly light. So the color might stand out a lot more against a white towel like in my shop. When it's actually on the car outside, you just don't really notice it because of how light it is. But Pro Nano has a very windshieldy color. to it. So it's just like, it's super light. It blends into a windshield where you wouldn't be able to tell it's tinted unless somebody told you. 70% shouldn't really have a color. It should just make the windshield look no different. It just provides that heat barrier. Google Ads or Meta / Instagram? Well, it depends on what your funnel is. Google Ads are really direct and they're more expensive, but you need a proper like funnel to lead people to. So a good website that kind of like goes over your products and helps them schedule and just makes things really, pretty and easy. With a Facebook ad, you're either directing people to message you, or you can also send them to a website, but it's more of a billboard ad where people are scrolling through their feed. Google is very intentional. So I'm going on Google, and I'm not going to see your ad unless I'm looking for your particular service. So they're both very effective, but they have different challenges. So both, definitely both. But if I had to throw my money at one, it's probably going to be Google over Facebook. I've had global NR70, and it was not blue. That makes sense, because GeoShield Pro Nano 70 is what I was using for a long time. Comes from the same place, was not blue. Like I said, this is so light, don't get hung up on it being slightly blue looking. If you pull this out, you're not going to see a blue tone. Where's your brother? Not here today. We've just been slow. It's annoying. We're trying to do stuff, but it's just been slow. I'm gonna pull away the towel. Wait till it warms up. Yup, we're riding out the rest of the winter. It's that last little lull before it starts getting busy again. Am I weird for pole shrinking on low heat? No, not at all. Do whatever works for you. Pole shrinking, you're lifting the film away from the glass, so when you do that, the film shrinks faster. So using less heat is totally fine. What I do is I'll just lift the heat gun farther away. What kind of heat rejection? Single digits. Should we see a preview on the heat box? Should we? We should go up front and we'll look at the heat box. But yeah, it's gonna be single digits. Hang on, I want to see if anybody else has used our voicemail. People like texting. But I said you could text it if you want. But people be shy.
Zoom good. This last one was perfect.
Yes. Good. Good. Glad to hear it. All right. So this is our latest heat box upgrade. We have C2 ceramic. We have Apex. We have Apex. And then we have Pro Classic. So we're going to turn this on first. And this is a BTU meter. So this is going to tell you how much heat is coming off of this box right now. So we're at 360 right now. So there's a ton of heat pouring out here. If I block it, that number goes down. So whatever blocks that heat source, that number goes down. So we're going to go from Pro Classic 20. So this is just a dyed film, letting a ton of heat through. We're going to go to our single layer ceramic. And now we're at 100. So I can hardly feel some heat coming through there, but there is still heat coming through. When we go to Apex, which is 2 layers of ceramic, it drops in half, and now we're sub 50. So these are all 20%. Here, let me put this up. See? Lots of heat. Boom. No more heat. Now 2 layers. 2 layers, and we're at 6. You're not feeling anything. So that's what we're doing. 2 layers. And then I want to see how just everything is. Installation, clarity. Is there like a annoying effect? We'll see. We will see. But the answer to how much heat rejection does 2 layers or 4 layers of ceramic give you? How does the carbon? So in those similar numbers, like 350, it would be down to like 180. Carbon was always like a nice in between. So when the BTU meter was at 300, carbon would go down to 150, and then ceramic would bring it down to like 75. So we're starting with a single layer ceramic and then moving into multi-layer ceramics. I saw some AI chatbot that you can train to know all your pricing and different film options. It answers calls to the customer and books them. Yeah, so I've tried a number of AI voice systems, and ours has it as well, but I don't like it. I don't think it's quite there yet, for a couple of reasons. The voices are much better. The responses are a little bit behind, but the part that really seems to throw it off is it's always like listening against background information or like background noise. So when you're talking to it, if there's somebody that like says something in the background or like too much background noise, like a fan even, it'll constantly stutter. It'll stop to like listen for stuff. So if somebody's in a car driving, noisy house, they don't work as well. But we have it available. I wouldn't use it on my own business quite yet. But our bot does all of that. Do you have dates for April? Probably not yet. We can work on that though. We did February, March, or January, February, March, and yeah, we could probably set something up for April. It's generally like the 3rd week. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I did that thing. See, I'm defaulting back to like what I do. I don't want to do this yet. I want to keep this here because I need to shrink another layer of this stuff. I'm getting ready to like pull this off and install it. But we don't do that yet. Not yet. Most people like carbon because it's cheaper. Yeah, carbon's an awesome value. Is your bot available to other companies? Mm-hmm. Yep, and we're product testing the hell out of it here. I'll write it on the board. I'll write both. I just posted some stuff in the group, just the phone number and whatnot. But let me write that down here, a demo number that you can either message or call. But the website to sign up, tintly.io. And then let me pull the phone number. I need my phone. Oh, this is cool. We just get an appointment request. That's good. Hang on, I'm looking at my... Oh, we get an appointment for Monday. Nice. Okay, so the phone number, 313-458-1358. Four, 2, 0. Screenshot it. Screenshot that if you would like to try the bot. You can text it, you can call it. Either way. We'll see if somebody's actually... I need a way to just like black out some people's names. But yeah, it's doing well. It's doing what it's supposed to. Fastest way to get a quote, period. Super nice. You haven't got tired of tinting and scheduling yourself? No, we do have somebody that handles scheduling. But we're also looking to streamline the business as much as possible. And so in doing that, we got like super heavy into automations and AI solutions. 2013 Civic. Would you cut around the brake light? No, I would tint past it, especially on a 13. You can sneak past it. It's not like you got a ton of room, but you can definitely make it happen. All right. Yeah, I'd say it doesn't stick quite as well. I might actually, maybe I should. Maybe I should clean this off and then put a dryer sheet on instead. Just to compare. Because, like, it's mostly good. But I don't think it's got that, quite that same grab. Because especially with putting a couple layers on top of each other, one layer is going to pull on the other layer. So we want to try and make sure this is just doesn't have a ton of tension and is sealed up really nicely on the edges. Would you feel comfortable with the edges being flat without removing the glass side? Less comfortable. That's why I tend to always remove it and then do that just to be sure that those edges are going to stay flat. But you run into a bunch of little like dot issues and since we're in an experimental mood, I'm gonna grab a dryer sheet if I can find it real quick. We'll try that instead. Have you tried a blowtorch? Yeah, of course. Am I great with one? No. You could probably pre-peel this, let it sit, and then just install them back to back. Let's be a little bit more careful than that today, but you could 100% do that. Whoa, that's got a lot of static. Oh my God. I gotta be careful what I touch now. It's like, it was like trying to grab the car super aggressively. Just wondering how that would affect the edges if you laid on the inside. Yeah, we'll find out. Oh, I'm gonna get zapped. Ah, there we go. Dryer sheets. Let's look. Let's look before we do something crazy. Ooh, right here. Are they empty? They are empty. Here's some. I can use this. So we'll clean this off, and then we'll put some glass aid back on. So when you're applying glass aid, you need to make sure that everything is as streak-free as it possibly can be. So we're going to soak it down. We're going to use a scrubby pad, one of these. And then we're going to use one of these squeegees. So just wiping it off with a towel, honestly, it's just not quite good enough. You still get smears in there that it wants to release. I use tint slip. I'll use an ounce per gallon. And honestly, it doesn't hurt to go a little heavier. But it depends on what your film's doing. So with Geo, it's very aggressive. Usually can always put too much in it. C2 slides better, Apex slides better. They have different adhesives. So they have acrylic adhesives, and the other ones are like a different PS adhesive. I'm still using baby shampoo, but looking for something different. Yeah, if you're using baby shampoo and it's just not quite slidey enough, give Tint Slip a try. Does Geo leave a lot of glue behind? Pro Classic, wow. Pro Classic and Pro Nano definitely will. C2, Apex, C2 Ceramic and Apex, and C2 Carbon. They have acrylic glues, so they release much better when they're warmed up. Still not like pull off the glass easy, but easier. Pro Classic and Pro Nano are like pro at just leaving a lot of glue behind. Tint Slip is awesome, day and night difference. Good, glad to hear it. I was a long time user of baby shampoo, and then there's just these films with more aggressive adhesives. So in some cases, baby shampoo is more than fine. You don't need much soap. But it didn't matter how much baby shampoo I added, it was always sticking really aggressively. It got really frustrating. Model 3, yes. Is Apex Geo's highest ceramic? Yep, 96 IR. Yep. 2 layers of ceramic. So you have C2 carbon. That is a carbon-based film. And then the same film, so C2 carbon with a ceramic layer basically makes C2 ceramic. And then they take 2 layers of ceramic with that same C2 structure. And then that's where you get Apex from. Are you doing 50 or 70% first? I'm going to do 50. My only thought on that is that the darker tone, so if we were doing a 20%, I would want that to be the top layer. And then the next layer is just for heat rejection or to make it even darker. So if you wanted to do like a, I don't know, a 25%. You could mix a few shades to get that effect. Customer called and said I need a Superman ceramic. Tell them, yeah, I'll double ceramic tint your car, because why not? What's the point? More! That's the point. Do you have anything that blocks 150% IR? Well, if you have one layer that blocks 96 and then you put another layer, doesn't that mean that you're over 180? I want 45. I have 35. I was thinking of my guy to go over with 45. Your thoughts, or just remove the 35 and 45. So if you already have 35 and you want 45, don't just put 45 on there. You'd have to take off the 35. That doesn't make sense. So you want it lighter? So it would have to. Anything that you put over, it's going to be darker. Like, add stuff together. Do you install colored tint? Do you have photochromic tint? I've installed some sketchy photochromic tint. Yeah, it exists, and it works, and it's super weird. It's not going to work on your windshield because it reacts with UV, and your windshield absorbs all the UV. So it doesn't work on a windshield, but it'll work on some doors. Do you recommend a tint certificate before raising prices? I want to see your customer's reaction to if you go, I charge more because I have a certificate. There's nothing in this industry a certificate is going to do for you that otherwise maybe a company would have a program that you would have to go through to install a particular product or to get access to like buying it because they don't want you to mess it up. But there's no tint certificates that do anything for you. It would be nice, but it's impossible to have window tint regulated in that way. People can just buy film and install it. It's a skilled industry. There's nothing enabling you or stopping you. I need my 300 tinted. Nice. We can do that. Detroit Tint Studio. Ooh, I thought I almost knocked that over. So this is 50. And now we're going to put this on. I would love to do it. Call the shop. We'll get you scheduled. What does uninstall cost? Full thing with the windshield or just the sides and rear on that removal? Do you recommend 5 all the way around on a truck and 30 on the windshield? That's a really nice combo, for sure. That's as basically dark as we would go. The only thing we would do darker is 2%. We would do 2% on the sides. How many cars do you schedule a day? It just depends on how busy we get. Whole thing. So with a windshield, removals just take forever. They always impact the new job because there's generally glue. Tint doesn't fall off. We'll spend at least a full car's worth just doing a removal. So removal with the windshield is going to be $350, and then whatever it is to retint it. I hate to charge removals, but man, they make a straightforward car take 10 times longer. I like about 2 cars a day. That's cool. That's a nice comfy day. Thoughts on XPEL? Their marketing is number 1. I don't think there's an XPEL shop that's slow right now. Yeah, XPEL's got great marketing. Like a film comparison, their film's not going to be any better, but they've definitely got the brand and the presence. What do you do when customers pull a no-show? We take deposits. So we keep the deposit and then move on to the next customer. But it's super rare that we have that now. Do you not have an issue with people giving you a deposit? No. No, anybody's that, like, people are really straightforward when it comes to, hey, we need a deposit. They'll either go, oh, okay, and then hang up. Or they'll actually leave one. But otherwise, what you're going to have, or what you can have, is people that tell you, okay, that sounds great. And then they just won't show up. So you'll have booked, you know, half a day for that person or whatever it takes you. And now you don't know until their appointment, and it's really hard to then fill immediately. So when you take a deposit, you're ensuring that customer is serious about getting that appointment. I mean, they're already spending money with you. What do they have to be offended about? It was weird for me to start taking deposits. Nobody that I worked for did them. But it immediately fixed that issue of me just standing around when somebody's not going to show up. So it's nice to have a booked calendar. But if nobody's actually serious about coming in, then it was pointless. I'd rather go do something else. What if people not wanting to put deposits down and still show up? I've had that concern, but I have yet to have a single person, or no. There's been a couple people that forgot to leave a deposit that showed up. It's been very rare. So it's just like, sure, you might have a conflict somewhere, but then you just go, yeah, we never got your deposit. And they're like, oh, sorry, I forgot. And then you just see if you can work it out that day or not. It's their fault, not yours. I just don't want to run people off with the deposit, but I understand it's a great idea. But that's just it. It doesn't mean you're running people off. It means you're filtering people that would actually spend money versus just be yes people and then not show up. Do you take a deposit over the phone? No, we send them to a booking calendar. So it's super easy. Because sitting there and trying to write down their name, email, phone number, any of that, it takes time. We just send them a link to our booking page. And then they look at the available times. We usually have that pre-discussed already, like, hey, this time and date would work great. Okay, cool. Here's the booking calendar. And then they put themselves on your calendar. You have a deposit ready to go. You know they're going to show up or at least communicate with you. I know a lot of businesses that do that. They do good at that. Yeah, and not every business needs to. It just depends. If you're a newer business, you probably should. If you've been in business for a while and you've never taken deposits, then you probably don't need to. It solves a scheduling issue. You're like, man, I wish all these people would show up that are on my schedule. We'll make them commit. Because what happens is without it, it's a free block on your spot, and then they didn't put any money down, so what do they care? They'll just call somebody else and see if they can get it faster and cheaper. That's what you're trying to stop. It's a commitment to say, yeah, I like your shop, I'm coming in, I'm going to get it done there. And that's all incorporated through Tint Wiz. Tint Wiz does deposits. They didn't for the longest time. But they don't have a booking calendar. So, no. I wanted them to have a booking calendar like forever. Because sending somebody a link to leave a deposit is like, it's annoying. Like you can solve so many things very quickly. So if I have a booking calendar, I send the customer to my booking calendar. They fill out their information on the spot that we talked about. Or maybe they see a different spot that we didn't talk about and they're just like, hey, does this work instead? Yeah, sure, it's available. Go ahead, book it. But they put all their information down. They get their spelling right. And then so you can keep on working and not have to worry about the phone breaking up while you're trying to take down somebody's email address. So after a phone call, we just send them a quick text that takes them right to the page. And we've been doing that for years now. Why are you pull shrinking a mostly flat windshield? We live on a flat earth, my guy, right? This is like one of the most curved regular ones. But regardless, it just depends on what the film's doing. Pull shrinking doesn't mean you're trying to necessarily just go around a big curve. You're just flattening out the film so you can shrink it more evenly. But I'll be honest, Snuggle definitely sticks a little better than Irish Spring does, like for sure. So it's hard to beat, man. This just doesn't have that same type of release that the soap was doing. How do you feel about the first come, first show? Yeah, if you got people just showing up in the morning, that's fine. Whatever works for your business. I'm a little bit more sensitive to somebody that's like antsy because like, oh, I don't have a ride and I could like bring it in at 2 o'clock, but you already filled up your day. So I guess I'll just go find somewhere else because I can't bring it there at 6 a.m. when you open. But it's just like whatever works. Thing is to look at whatever most people are doing in your business and lean into that. Opinions on Autobahn / Hooper Optic, two very different films. Autobahn's going to be more in line with like GeoShield's Pro Classic and Pro Nano lines. Do they have a ceramic? Or, I'm sorry, I know they have a ceramic. Do they have a carbon? If I follow that, I have to cut my prices in half. What's their carbon? I don't know their lineup. I don't use their films. But yeah, I don't use them. They got a lot of people that like them. They have a cool program. They're more of a territorial company, so you may or may not be able to use their film. And there's like certain minimums for starting up with them. So it just depends. Do you use dryer sheets or DSP? I use all of them. It just depends on what we're doing that day. The most consistent thing for me is still snuggle dryer sheets. Been experimenting with some soap bars. I heard dryer sheets give you cancer. Yes, everything does. I mean, wetting them and putting them on your skin is probably not recommended. Yeah, this is nice. This doesn't have the spring back that the other one does. It's just DSP sometimes sticks, like super aggressively. And I never could figure out why. It just did. Certain days, certain situations, I would just have a film that would bind up like crazy. But especially when we're showing people and doing classes and stuff, I like the most foolproof, consistent method. Cutting ceramic fibers, getting in the air. Yeah, it's probably everything. I mean, we're heating up the dryer sheets too, so that's probably not great. We're breathing in slip solution while we're tinting. That's probably not great. I don't know. It's just... We got 5G, man. Liquid fabric softeners are the way to go. I haven't tried that one yet. That's a funny one, though. Like, I'm still fine with dryer sheets, but I'm trying to explain like why they're even helpful, and now to like, okay, guys, now we're gonna be using liquid fabric softener, which also is not made for window tinting, but it just works really well. It's like I want to move away from that kind of stuff as much as I can. Formulas change, it gets hard to explain. But it's cool that it works really well. It seems like any type of like liquidy wax works really well, which is basically what you're doing with a dryer sheet, right? It's a fabric softener. So liquid fabric softener is the dryer sheet with already the liquid. Do you not have a machine? Man, I wish I had one. They're so cool. They'll tint a car for you. I wish I had a machine to cut film. How are the kids? They're good. My 4-year-old is in a pre-K school. And my little one, she is like 8 months now, which is just crazy. Starting to stand up. Starting to get maybe a smidge more sleep. Three commercials have popped up on your live stream. Is that on TikTok or YouTube? Oh, on YouTube? Really? Interesting. I don't know. I might just shut those off for live streams. All right, so I already had 50% on here, and then I peeled it yesterday. So I still have some glue that I have to take care of, and then we'll get these installed. So one reason I went with doing the 70 and then taking it off is so I could have 50 in the same state installed on the outside, or like ready to go on the outside. And so this is all set up to just clean the inside, install it, wipe it off, and then we can put the other one on here and then install that. No point to plot windshield. Oh yeah. So plotting windshields, they're too different. If you have a car like this that's just super popular and super well supported, then it's probably fine. But I can't tell you how many windshields I've ran into that, like, factory windshields, go to cut them, windshield strips, doesn't matter. It's like they just don't line up. Are you doing 50 and 70? Yes. So we're doing 50, and we're giving it 70 for an extra kick. We're single digits on IR heat rejection. Or on BTUs getting through. We hate the sun. It's the middle of winter. Fuck you. Are you putting fog lights on top of the car for night driving? No, what? Yes, of course. No, what? Weird. Is this your car? Yes. I put 20 on my truck shield. Nice. Super dark. What do you do? What do you do with specks of dust on your tint? You rip it off and redo it because you are not fixing it. That's the bitch of tinting. Tinting is just super unforgiving. How much does it cost to do the clear ceramic on a windshield like this? Clear ceramics, I mean, they're always, like, right now, 200 for a clear ceramic windshield. All right, so I'm finishing up cleaning this windshield. It was mostly cleaned yesterday, but there's still some spots. So I'm trying to make sure I get all of them. Like that one. Clear isn't that popular because people want dark. But I've done quite a few clear ceramic jobs. I like that it's an option. It's awesome because it introduces the idea of doing a windshield with it being very low, like it's just a money issue then. It's not, no, I just don't want to go dark. It's like, well, if you're doing ceramic on the sides, then you're really going to miss out on not doing the windshield. So you might as well do the windshield. Oh, Pennsylvania? Yeah, you pick one of the worst states for window tint. They're right up there with New York. Like 70% everything, which basically means that you can't tint anything. Because your glass is already tinted. Like it's already factory tinted some. So they basically, that's just them saying, we don't want you to do anything. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it. I was born here. I need to empty out my sprayer. I still got like just straight water from yesterday. How much heat can the glass hold though with 2 layers? We're gonna find out. Do you think the clear ceramic would pass? Not if they put a meter on it. If it's a visual inspection, what I would do is I would call a local tint shop or two and just see if you can get an honest opinion, because there's tint shops that exist in those states. So just ask, like, what are people doing for inspections? How does this work? And they'll be able to tell you better than I do. Far better than I do, because I don't live there. In New York, people are taking, they were going to, they were just paying inspectors. Because you have yearly inspections, and that includes tint. Like Michigan, we don't have that here. We don't have yearly inspections. You just go, you just pay registration fees and call it a day. If they catch you with dark tint, then they'll give you a ticket. But you can go as dark as you want on the rear. Do you charge more for darker tint? No, we just charge for layers of ceramic. So if you want 1, 2, or 4, that's how our prices go. You get more layers. Like a Wendy's single, double, triple. How many you want? We'll load it up. I haven't been to Wendy's in a while. How often do you have to restart on a window? Not often. It happens, but it's not super often. But it doesn't really take that long. So if we're like full windshield, then yeah, that'll definitely take some time. If it's a door window, it's much faster. Yeah, right along this bottom where the steering is. No wonder I didn't get the glue down there. GeoShield Pro Nano, a 2-ply ceramic film. I don't really know on plies. It's a 2 mil. Awesome, awesome film. Used it for a long time. We're switched to their C2 ceramic instead. I like the color tone in a few shades a lot better. But I installed Pro Nano for a long time. All right. So now we're going to squeegee this off, wipe down the edges, and then we'll be good to go. Then we'll do one layer, throw another one on there, and then rip them both off because something dumb's going to happen. Because just watch. How much for basic 4-door SUV dark tint? With the windshield or without? I have a chance if I use antibacterial soap. What? I don't know how antibacterial soap's gonna work. I know what I use. All soaps are different. Every soap, one dryer sheet is gonna function different from another dryer sheet. Like, everything's a little different. I only know what I'm really familiar with. But just because something says soap or dryer sheet doesn't mean it's the thing to buy. Can you put a carbon film over 70 tint? Yeah, absolutely. And just make it darker? Go for it. Tint can usually be layered, but it introduces some warranty issues. So if I don't know where the tint came from originally, then there's no way anything I put over it could be guaranteed to last. It's probably fine if the tint has made it this long, but I just don't know what it is. If I've tinted it once, normally I still wouldn't warranty it for a second layer unless I explicitly sold it that way. Does ceramic work if I lay it on something else? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So you could ceramicify. You could definitely make that work just fine. Because it's just a layer. Think of it like a filter. The more filters that you stack together, it's just adding whatever is there together with another one. I have 70 on my windshield, thinking about doing another layer. Yeah, absolutely, go for it. I don't see any reason why that would be a problem. All right. Inside's clean. Now we're ready. Would you recommend a sole proprietor or an LLC? Most people just do an LLC, but consult a local tax professional. Every state's different. That landscape is made to be confusing. How do you read this? Well, I got a couple of big TVs and I have headphones. You know, I hope I emptied out this sprayer That's why I'm soaking this down right now, because I don't know. Hang on. I feel like this should be fine. I'm just making sure real quick. This is my car, by the way, so I care less. Looks good. My tint bubbled up. How do I remove it? Steamer's going to be the most effective. Look up some videos. Looks good from my house. That's right. QuickBooks? Yeah. Wipe this off. We're going to peel. Every time I use the roll method, when I do a windshield, I always get some down in the corner. It's tough. There's a lot of little things. You guys awkwardly slow? Yes, actually. Do you like it over an accountant? Use both. What? You don't need to just use one. You use like a record-keeping software, and then you can hand it over to somebody. Really clean the back window after I remove the tint. Get yourself an adhesive remover and some scrub pads. Yeah, they'll all work with different things. Like it's an accounting software, so you can either try and do it all yourself, just like tinting a car. You can hand it off to somebody that knows more than you do. Wouldn't you rather Frankenstein it? No. No, windshield? No. Hell no. What do we do? We do like this? Something like that. All right. So what we're trying to do now is we have a roll of tint. Plastic razor blades. Don't they dull really fast though? Oh my god, I just need to peel this. So there's a liner here, and then there's the tint. There we go. So what I need to do is separate that liner from the tint. And then there we go. Then the liner sticks to the backside. So we're gonna carry this in, and then you'll be able to see. New quote request. That's cool. So we're gonna unroll this. First step, get the lower corner down. Then we're gonna put this side up. Get that to stick. And then just start unrolling it across. Try to keep your hands steady. So we're trying to keep the tint right near where we placed it. Plastic razor blades won't damage the defroster lines. I mean, I've never tried them on defrosters. I just find even metal ones dull really quickly. But I'll keep that in mind. I just never really tried them. So I appreciate that. Somebody that's actually used it. Oh no, we tore it. Ooh, wow. How do we get past this one? Oh, we did it. Woo. Holy shit, that was not straightforward at all. I use scrub pads on a back window. I've always used that. But hell, if plastic razors work better, I'll use whatever works better. It's just the first time I'm hearing that. That's cool. All right. Windshield is on. We're just fanning it out. What about the front windows? We're just worrying about the windshield today. I'm going to do the same thing to the front. So you go down farther. Something like that. Except not all the way down. Maybe like there. Something like that. I like your live. Appreciate. Thank you. Just seems like. Oh my god. Where are they? Okay. I guess we're just. Oh, here it is. There we go. Seems like the plastic razor blades catch some old film. I could see that for sure. Yeah, scrub pads suck when trying to scrape off old film. So like I'm so used to taking a steamer and whittling off the little bits. Like I'm not efficient. I just from using razor blades have just assumed plastic razor blades kind of suck. So I'll give them a try. Okay, so the pink squeegee, what's the point of the pink squeegee? We are trying to press out the bubbles without disturbing the placement of the film too much. Just fanning everything out. So using a harder squeegee is good, but what can happen is you can bump the film out of place and then be left with a light gap. Autobot was paused. Why was my bot paused? Can you talk on the phone? Cool. Is somebody just schedule?
She's asking somebody to call. But yeah, somebody's scheduled for Monday morning.
That's cool. Yay. My bot paused and it let me know that they need a phone call. See, that's so nice. So like not everybody likes talking to the bot. all the time, or they need somebody to call them for like further clarification and questions and stuff. So if anybody says talk or call or whatever, then it just puts our bot on pause and it sends us a notification knowing that that customer needs somebody. I love that. It's so helpful. Do you use an Orange Crush? I'm not as big of a fan of the Orange Crush as I am a hybrid. So now that we got it all in place, we're gonna press the extra water out. Orange Crush is still a great squeegee. I've used all of them. Flat Out, Orange Crush. Clear Crush, Pink Clean, Red Line. The new blue one. Yeah, because, like, AI is great at handling what you tell it to, but there's always going to be, like, these oddball situations and stuff that you're just like, if only I had worded that better or thought about that ahead of time. And so we've been working with it a lot, and so we pay attention to any time the bot gets paused, and we try and basically build in those types of like common things. Every business is going to be a little bit different in that. What's the pink squeegee called? The pink clean. And now the reveal before we throw another layer on it and then double tint it. Do you use the Flat Out? No. I like it. I just don't use it. I like the hybrid better. Yay. I was like, I'm either going to be very sad or it's going to be fine. I saw it was just some water here. Water droplet ends all clean. So this is at 50. And you notice how now that it's on the inside of the windshield, it doesn't really have much of a blue tone. Super light. Just wait till you pull it outside. Like, it's still got a little bit of it, especially because you're seeing it against a white towel. All right, so I want to be absolutely sure. We want to be absolutely sure this is going to be cleaned and ready. So we're going to just do one more push. that. Last push. All right, little air pocket to heat out the top. What percentage is the sides? 50. So until I do the sides, the windshield's gonna be 70. It's gonna have a layer 70 in there too. So the windshield's gonna be slightly darker. Just a little bit more. That's gonna be down. Beautiful. Lovely. Okay, cool. Now we gotta lightly clean this off and slap another layer on it. Because we can. Hang on. I'm gonna do a little spin for me. There we go. To use distilled? Whoa. Those do together. Use distilled or normal water. I just use tap water. Around here, it's clean enough. I still have a filter that I need to get plumbed in. Is 20% on a windshield too dark? Sometimes. There's people that are always going to swear by it. I think 35 is about as dark as you want to go and still feel safe if you have some like nice bright headlights, which most new vehicles do. But if you don't, 20%, just certain weather conditions, rainy, dark roads, it's just going to make it really, really tough to see perfectly clear all the time. No worries during the day. Just weird downpour, foggy situations. All right, now if you guys want to talk about blue, now we can talk about blue. 20% is dark and shit. Yes, for sure. We strongly discourage against it. It's not that I've never done it, but I will usually just reinforce 35 is going to be the darkest that we're going to go. Oh, I didn't have 30? Yeah, that's really common. 30 is just a less popular shade. I wish that was more common. 35 is still plenty dark. You'll still be able to see in the vehicle some, but 35 on a windshield is, like, in my opinion, plenty dark. What's the BMWs? I don't know. But yeah, they used to be a little blue. Mercedes still kind of can be. It just depends. Like sometimes you come across that like iridescent shine. Solar Guard sold it for a while too. They had a Mercedes blue. We'd have people come in with 300s and go, want that Mercedes blue, want that Mercedes look. All right. We can do that. Did we take it out? Shit. Not good. Back up, Squeegee. Here we go. We use that instead. Always have a backup. It's almost weird. It doesn't seem like it's tinted already. But I gotta remember that it, like, actually is. $300's the cheap man's charger. It's like when I used to hear the Mustang is a poor man's sports car. $300s. I don't know. I think everybody with 300 was trying to be something else. Kind of feel the same way with the Alphas. All right, we ready to go. $300s are more than Chargers, are they? They don't make them anymore, though. Lay that back on. Hop to the other side. What's something you recommend to get a clean install? Just pay attention to how you're mopping the window. Like on a windshield, it's more about, like a big part of it's gonna be cleaning it. So just sweeping everything from one side to the other, not trying to just like pick up random spots to squeegee. Keep it very intentional. And then for your there we go. For your doors, it's more about installation. I'd put a black strip on the top of the windshield. Nah. I maybe do one a month here for customers. It's just not popular here. I used to do them, like for myself. They're cool. I don't want that actually on here though. On my Explorer, sure. How long have you been doing this? Too long. Keep these together. All right. Now the fun part. There we go. Da 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 da. I put the black strip to block the sun. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's definitely the point of it. All right, we'll set you guys up here. It looks easier than it is. Yep. Anybody that makes it look easy has been doing it for a lot longer. All right. So, step number 1, don't touch anything. Then step number 1, carry this over, and we're gonna set this on the windshield. Main goal is just to get it near the bottom, and then start tucking up all this film on the left side. Get that anchored. It gives you a little wiggle room to kind of push it in place or near that. And then keep this hand really steady. So you unroll some film. As you slide this over. And then when we get about halfway, I'm gonna grab this liner, pull this back. We're gonna use that to help unroll the film. And then we're gonna loosen this up. Continue pulling. There we go. So, should be enough soap to still maneuver. Let's get this up on the glass. Keep pulling. And just watch for anywhere that this might bind up. So generally as this wraps around, something like this, settle that in there, and then also let your film drop away here so you can get rid of your liner, and then push this up on the window. We're gonna push this in place. Neat. Number 2. Want to make sure we're all the way around. Let's try and lock these pieces together. Mexico City. You mean America City? Is that what's gonna happen though? Sorry. We're gonna rename New Mexico the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America, New America for sure. Nice. All right, now harder squeegee. Let's push this out. Is it weird I like the blue? We'll find out. So 70 doesn't really have a it doesn't really have like a tint color to it most of the time. So Pro Nano has a, where's my hybrid? Give me my hybrid. There we go. Did the Blue Beast get better? No, but people like them. So it's there. Sorry, let me swap this out with something. I set my hybrid down somewhere. Let me just grab something else. Still. Oh, here. Duh. You guys can see it. Let's try this one more time. So 70 doesn't really have like a darkness to it. It's just got like a tone. And ceramics tend to be on the blue side. So, I mean, we just took 4 layers of it. So if you had more of a like just a natural color tone, like a darker color tone, you probably wouldn't notice it at all. But because that's all you're seeing right now, you'll notice it a little bit more, but it's also inside. So give it a chance. We're gonna see it outside. Generally, any light color is really hard to notice when it's outside. But if you're looking against white, again, that's all you're gonna see. You're gonna see that tone. So we'll see. I think it's a really good job. Studio's quiet. I know, right? It's so quiet. So, all right. So watch. We're gonna remove the towel. And you're just not gonna see it near as much, because all you're gonna have is a black background instead. Where did it go? Johnson's film has new ceramics, 10%. Never seen 10%. That's been there's a post in my group about that. I wish they had a few more shades. So 10%, 30%, even 25% would be nice. So the nice thing about double layering something like this, or layering a film together, is like we could do a 10% pretty easily by just combining a couple of different shades. But like this is just doing something a little bit different. We'll squeegee it off, we'll check it out outside. We'll see how it looks. It's pretty hot outside, so we're definitely gonna block a lot of heat today. When is this? Oh, okay, I see. Oh, why TikTok always disconnect? Do you consider yourself a perfectionist? To a point, yeah. I lean in that direction pretty heavy with most of what I do, but then I get distracted, so. But it's doing a tint job. For sure. A couple little things on the edges, like just some water to press out. Damn, this turned out clean. That's nice. Blessing and a curse. Oh yeah, for sure. When you put it to the right things. So if it's just trying to make the most perfect tint jobs, it's good, but if nobody really realizes how perfect they are, well then you need to put some more energies into things that help show that. And you'll get things to a certain level of perfect that nobody else will know or appreciate. Which, like, it depends. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. You spend extra time on a car, you'll know it's great. And then a customer will just jump in and take off, and you'll be like, well. Cool. All right. What do we got here? Oh, tiny bit of glue from the removal. So look at that bubble. Might be a reflection at this point. Everything looks sealed up on that side. Let's jump back over to this side. Oh, up there. There's one up there in the camera area. Just a few touch-ups on the edges. I hate leftover glue. Yeah. We're just gonna have a tiny bit. But it's so easy to have just a little something. It's amazing how that still happens. Like, you can spend so much time on a removal and you'll just have one spot that you'll just like slightly miss and you're like, damn it. But we'll see how this dries out. We'll see if there's any like weird wavy distortions and stuff like that. That's what I'd be more concerned about. All right, so let's put some stuff away. We'll pull the car out and we'll take a look-see outside. Do you overlap the edges? I honestly didn't pay attention. I don't know exactly if one is overlap the other, but it shouldn't really matter. They should just both stick. I should be doing a full body PPF on my McLaren soon. Nice. C2 is more dark. What do you mean? C2 has, like, C2 carbon has down to 2%. They both look pretty similar, though. Is this Apex? Yeah, this is 2 layers. 2 layers, oh, Apex. Just pop our head in here. See what I mean? Like, so if you go the sudden shift, see how everything was really bright and then it gets dark? Like, that's when you notice the color tone. But when everything, like, evens out, you don't really notice it. So it just depends on, like, what is your white balance doing? So let's take it, let's check it out outside. And it'll be good, because this will be exactly what a customer should expect. All right. Yeah, I don't think it looks any different. If it was 20, you would notice the color less. But because it's so light, like it, yeah, like here, this doesn't look weird to me. Does it prevent rock chips? No. Back ultra wide. All right. Jake, can you grab the door? Let's make sure that it works. I don't know if we're really gonna have sunlight, but we'll see. I mean, even my cameras look purple indoors. We do have sunlight. Ooh, perfect. So this is not a white wall either. It's like a yellowy off-white wall. I wish they just painted the building white. That'd be nice. Yeah, this doesn't look weird at all. Looks super normal. Like easy to see through. We're just gonna see how it dries. 2 layers together, because right here you have quite a bit of rippling still out towards the edges. And then on the outside, it looks like 50 to me. It doesn't look any different right now. So that's cool. That was a success. As long as it dries out fine. So what is this on the front? These are 35. And then 50 with that layer of 70. And then so that's going to be kind of like your daylight neutral right here, and then seeing through that windshield. Looks good. That's what I mean by colors. They stand out way more when they're in your garage. Light colors, you hardly notice they're there. All right. So let's switch this back around. Whoa. Cool. What country is the car from? I don't know. It's a Tesla. I got it in Ohio. Looks like 25% to me. No, it's much lighter than that. But we can put a meter on it. Let's go do that. So with 50 and the glass, it's already going to meter darker. But sunlight, time of day, weather, it all makes your tint look a little, like it always makes it look a little different. So let's start with what we know. It's going to be 35. So 35 meters there at 30 on the glass. So let's go ahead and put it on the windshield. So windshield's metering at 37 right now. I haven't taken a layer of 50 and 70 together, but 50, 70 the glass. But you still have that because there's light ceramics. So it's like, it's not going to look as dark as a 35 would. $22. No, not that dark. You'd have to, I literally called it. What was it, 37? You would have to put a layer of 35 on it, and then you'd be maybe 30 or 20. I mean, like you saw with the windshield, or with the front doors. 30% on the 35 on the front doors meters at 30. So like 50 and 70 together is not going to meter down in 20. It's just not. Are those auto dim glasses? Yes, they're transitions. Meter your glasses. They change, but sure. Can I go hands-free for this? need your glasses. Okay. So, they're already going to get lighter, just the longer that they're in here. So if we put that together, where's my, yeah, right, up a little higher. There, they're at 20, 25% right now. But the longer they're outside, they'll get down to like a 10%. Transitions. Transitions. They've been a thing forever. Can I triple tint my side windows? You can do whatever you want. I mean, we just did 2, so why not more? Because more. Let me put this there. Yes, please. Can you go through the Squeegee lineup? Yeah. I can show you in the store. I can show you here, actually. Hang on, let me switch this over. So, I'm not a fan of the handles, but since they're here, there's going to be a couple more. We don't have every single one of them, but Pink Clean, this is going to be your softest one. Then up from there, you're going to have the Orange Crush. They also have numbers on them, so like softness 3. Pink Clean is going to feel very similar to their Clear Crush. So it's just if you want a clearish looking one versus a pink girly one. But this one's awesome. It's great for cleaning and great for pushing out some extra bubbles before you get started and just smoothing out the film. An all-around good insulation and cleaning squeegee. That's this one right here, Orange Crush. It's great. Up from there, we have the Hybrid. Hybrid has like 2 sides to it, an orange one and a blue one. The blue side's supposed to be a little harder than the orange side, but they feel both identical to me. The material, though, is different. So if you look at, let's see if we can get a little shininess. They look noticeably different. Uh-oh, what do we got? Spam risk. So like comparing one to the next versus this one, it's not just like the glossy smoothness of it. It's what it's actually made out of. The Orange Crush is a little bit more rubbery. I don't know if you can really see. It's just a little duller. This one's more of like a mirror shine. It's completely different material, and it's great. Love the Hybrid over that. And similar hardness to that is going to be the flat out here. So this one, and this one, these are all injection molded squeegees, so they're all a little bit more rubbery feeling. This one is Tri-Edges squeegee, and again, it's a little rubbery feeling. Hybrid is just a little different than that. What's the difference between Orange Crush and Clear Crush? I have the Clear Crush. Oh, the Clear Crush is just really soft. The Orange Crush is more of an all-around cleaning and insulation squeegee. So the Clear Crush is honestly best used just for cleaning and light bubble pushing. It just doesn't have as much, it's not as hard of a squeegee, so you end up leaving a lot of water behind with that one. You need a little more pressure. What handles do you use? I like the Fusion Shorty ones. Oh, I forgot to mention, they also got the new Blue Beast one. So this would be hard. So you're gonna have pink, then orange, and then yellow, and then blue. These are all their injection molded squeegees. The handles that I like to use are the Fusion Shorty handles. So 5-inch squeegee handle. It's great. They just sent me one in a different color. So they have a like an orangey red, and then like a yellow. I wish they had a bright green. That would be nice. All right. I want to see how my post is doing here. Ooh, there's quite a few people that have questions about it now. I'm going to have to get back to all these people. That's super cool. But yeah, I made a post in our Facebook group about our voicemail bot. Here. Should I show you guys the voicemail bot? Should we do a demonstration? All right, I'm going to... How can we show this? I'm going to call... Ooh, I know how to do this. I'm going to call the number. And you guys are going to hear it. Does Google Voice not call anymore? Do I have to do a different one? Oh, there we go.
Sorry we missed your call, but no worries. I can text you a window tint quote within seconds. Just tell me what your name is, what vehicle you have, and what windows you need tinted. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Hi, my name is Matt. I have a 2020 Chevy Silverado, and I want to tint the front doors. So that was this phone call right here off of that number. So that phone call came in, and then we're going to watch some magic happen here. Just be patient. It takes a second. Oops. This one. So, phone call came in just now, 1:55. What's the time? 1:56. It was this one. It created our lead. Thanks for calling Detroit Tint Studio. Sorry I missed your call. I got your voicemail about your 2020 Chevy Silverado. And then this is going to be the information. And then this is going to be a picture about the films we were installing. So, what does that mean? So this is the phone that called, right? Thanks for calling Detroit Tint Studio. Here are the film options. And then we send this pretty image along with it. But wait, it gets better. So what we're going to do now is we're going to delete that contact. And we'll use a different name. So, let me call again. What car should we do?
Window tint quote within seconds. Just tell me what your name is, what vehicle you have, and what windows you need tinted. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Hi, I have an expedition, and I was interested in getting some window tint. So we'll just do that. All right, I didn't say the year. I didn't say the make. And we're going to see what I get back. So again, let's switch this. This right here, this was the first one that I got about the 2020 Chevy Silverado. So I just got a message back. Thanks for calling Detroit Tint Studio. Sorry I missed your call. See that you're interested in getting window tint for your expedition. Could you let me know the year of your expedition so you can provide you accurate pricing? A year? It's a 2024. And now we wait. We wait for a reply. So we intentionally leave it about 25 seconds in case I were to send another message. So let's say it's 2024 and I want to do the windshield. So it would collect those messages together and give me one response rather than doing two. Two separate responses, or let's say I did a typo. People send multi-messages all the time. So there's my response. Which windows are you looking to tint on your 2024 expedition? And then it gives a couple popular options that you would ask. So front doors, full windshield, sides and rear, or full vehicle. I want the front doors and windshield. And so what's really cool about that is this is also populating fields here. So like our system pulled in 2024 Ford Expedition. I didn't say Ford. It knew it's a Ford. So little things like that. It's a quote for automotive window tint. Love it. It's so nice. Sorry, I'm looking for my chat here. What happened to you guys? And so next off of this would be the film options. So here are the film options I have for your 2024 expedition. I also included an image with additional shade info. So this is about the films that we would say. And then here's that image going over. Whoa! Google Voice doesn't like zooming in on images. But yeah, this is what we send along with it. And then let's say I like, okay, cool. How much, dude? That was a show my wife was watching here. What happened to my chat? The image is reflected. We can't read. If I get really close. Everyone going straight to voicemail. Oh, it's so helpful. Okay, so response should come in any second. So we're just waiting on that. When you sit here and you wait on it, it feels like it takes forever. When you actually use it. For your 2024 expeditions, so there are the films, there are the prices. Job will take about 2 hours. What day and time works best for you? I could just say, I wanna schedule for Monday. Here's my live stream. But yeah, all our customers now, especially since we've done the voicemail, it's just been super good. There's times we just miss the phone. There's after hours people calling. And so it's just been really, really cool to have this type of system in place where they can just like get the information that they called about super, super fast. So if you were actually just to say, this is my vehicle, these are the windows I'm interested in tinting, then this process goes a little bit quicker because you already start here. But if the bot has to collect more information because you didn't tell it a year, and you didn't tell it what windows you wanted tinted, well, then it's guiding you through what the information that we need so then we can properly quote your job. And so there you go. So you can book an appointment at our website. So I can click this link. I can go right over there. So this is our business site. And then here is our booking calendar. And I can full vehicle with windshield. Or what was that? Front doors? 2 front doors. 2 front doors with windshield. Click book. There's my booking calendar. And then I can click a time. Scheduled time. And then so from here, I would fill out my info, leave a deposit, and then it gets put on the calendar. So very, very seamless. I like just calling it and using the voicemail now because it's almost like crazy. It is. It's nuts how fun it is. So if you guys want to try it, I'm pulling up the number right now. And I'll type it in chat. Actually, I'll just type it in chat. 313-458-4420. This number. No, don't try and find my face. No. Oh my God, stop. Pause. There. That number right there. Where's the system available? Ooh, that's a good question too, right? Aha. Tintly. Tintly.io. So tintly.io. That's a site where you can sign up. So it's an all-in-one. It's not just a bot that connects to like your phones. It can be your phone systems. It has an integrated payment system. So it's like it's an all CRM. But what we've done is we've taken that integration and we bolted in all this fun stuff that system just doesn't have. So voicemail, phone transcriptions, payment collecting, automations, reminders, review requests, emails. Like it does a lot, but the most fun stuff for us has been the way that it handles all your inbound communication. So phone calls, texts, emails, Instagram messages, Facebook messages. So all those go into one inbox, which makes it very convenient. So it's just a really good way to handle all your customer communications. Okay, well, any other questions for today? How much better is the heat rejection for double tint? Ooh, let's go do that, and then we'll call it a day today. Back ultra wide. Is that still okay? Okay, cool. So what we did today, we're gonna see. Just turn this on. This Pro Classic 20. Let's start with that. So this is a dyed film. BTU meter starts at 376 here. If I block it, it goes to like nothing, right? So the only thing that's blocking a lot of heat is the film in the glass. So 470, boom. We start at 370 right there. Then we go down to 100. So again, 379, 380, down to 100. So I can already barely feel heat that's coming through here at all. That's one layer of ceramic. Then you go to 2, so this is apex, so now you're at 46. And then we go to what we did today, and now you're down to single digits, which is just silly. So, a lot. Quite a lot. Oops. No, not that one. Front camera, because we're looking at it. So it was fun. I hope you guys had fun today. Being weird. What was that? Oh, cheaper. I got XPEL 15. I wish I went darker than 15. I mean, if the shop will do it, you can definitely put something darker on it. It would be fine, and the heat rejection would still work. it acts as a filter. So like you don't have to put super expensive film, but you would want a similar type of film. You don't just want to go with like a cheap film that might fail. But the film in front of it will help the other film behind it. All right, I'm going to take off for now. Is there anything that I missed on the... I don't hear the comments. Like, that stopped for a little bit. I need 2 layers of ceramic. Are you going to sell a... yeah, so tintly.io. Yep. So for your phones, everything, AI, and the point of it is that it's supposed to, at the very least, streamline your communications and definitely recoup at least 1 job a month, like for sure, because it's so fast at getting back to people. It's fast at booking, quoting, everything. It just it saves you a lot of time. So right now, we're starting that at $200 a month. And with that, I'm going to leave. Because people are going to be like, it's your phones, it's everything. So consider what you would pay for a phone, consider what you would pay for other things, and now combine them to an all-in-one. Okay, bye. Where's my...